Calling all units, calling all units. Donut Shop has a fresh dozen. Go ahead and take a 1040.
This season, we're going to be recording out of our new studio, the Donut Shop Podcast Studio, located in Feds Apparel. We teamed up with Feds this year. You're going to hear more about it throughout the entire season. And if you want to, go visit them right now at fedsapparel.com. You could even pick up one of my cool police car shirts, shameless plug. Go over there, fedsapparel.com, and check out everything they have to offer. Now, let's get to the podcast. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Ready.
Haven't done this in a while.
Yeah.
Our second two-time guest. Sorry. But our first guest of 2023.
I'm happy to be here, man.
Yeah.
An honor and a privilege. Thank you all.
Welcome to the show. And what show is that, Justin?
Donut Shop Podcast.
And where can you find us, Justin?
DonutShopPodcast.com. YouTube
Yeah.
and all other places. Pretty much everywhere else.
I'm surprised you remember that. It's been a minute.
It is. And-
Your mic sounds super loud. You're coming back strong this year.
Am I really?
You took it. Is his mic loud?
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
got it really
Sounded
close.
Good.
Low.
So you want me to talk back here?
It still sounds
sit in the
really loud.
Sit in the corner?
But did it sound good on the
It sounded fine on the
Okay, my bad. All right, we're getting off topic. Welcome
Let's
back,
get it.
everybody. It's been a
Here.
while.
Should we cheers with whatever
Cheers.
we have?
Cheers. You know we're slacking when we
Yeah.
don't even have the mugs. Well, we have
We
one.
got a
on-
mug right
We
here.
got a mug right there.
Donut Shop Podcast. Get yours now. Get the merch.
You
While
got-
you can.
We don't have them for sale.
You gotten so good at that. You got so good at that. I'll tell you that. Oh man, a lot has changed since you've been on the show.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
We're in a new studio. That's one.
Yeah, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
It's a little more close quarters. A little more CQB in here.
Mhm.
You got to
Beautiful.
grab your mic like this. You know. However, those is close quarter moves, by the way.
Yeah.
Excellent move.
Sewell.
Yeah. And now
Some of the Sewell.
And now we know. You got to hold your mic like this. Yeah. And now we know why I haven't blown up and you have. All right. Well, so since the last time we spoke,
Hmm.
or not spoke, since on the podcast, because we talk all the time.
Don't you have to introduce me? Don't even know who we're talking
I'm
to.
about
Thank
to.
you.
Okay.
Oh, he's working you up. It's a build up.
Can we start over?
Yeah. Let's start over. All right. Here we go. Welcome back to the 2023 Donut Shop Podcast. We have our first guest of the year.
Super excited to be here.
Super excited to have you here. A lot has changed since the last Garret Wing.
That's me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm Nick. We got Justin over here.
What's up?
And our two-time guest.
Mm.
And the first of 2023, Garret Wing, wanted to bring you back on talk. A lot has changed in your life. A lot has changed since you were on the show.
Yeah.
And we want to just come and talk about it. You could talk a little bit about your profession now, what you're doing
Sure.
full-time,
Yeah.
what you did before.
Mm-hmm.
And what the future has in
Yeah.
store for you. This is going to be good. I've been waiting to do this one. It was like, oh, who are we going to talk to? I wanted to get you in here ASAP
I appreciate
because I'm a fan.
it. Oh, yeah.
I seen you starting, and I'm watching you go, and I'm like, go baby, go, because it's good. It's good stuff. So you want to talk about how things started? All right, let's go back to how we met
Sure.
originally. Just gloss over that real quick.
Okay.
And then how things progressed a little bit through your career and where you're at now.
Sure. So I'll try to recap it as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
I did 18 and a half years with the City of Miami Police Department.
Yeah.
Officer, sergeant, lieutenant, retired as a lieutenant, which makes me a captain, by the way.
Yes.
Officially captain. You can call me Captain Wing. Thank you.
Why does that happen?
Whenever you
Honorary.
retire, if you retire in good standards, you get promoted. So if I retire
Really?
as an officer, I retire as a sergeant. Retired Sergeant Perez.
Stop it. This is
Yeah.
a Miami thing?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess. I
yeah.
think it's pretty cool.
You get a
yeah,
badge
you'll get
and
it.
everything.
Yeah, you get the badge.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, captain.
That's
baby.
awesome.
Sounds
So
cooler too,
So if you're like a
Captain Wing.
deputy chief, do you get to retire as a chief?
Yeah.
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 Now the question is, if you're a chief and you retire, what do you retire as?
God.
There you go.
That's good. Your chief's listening to this like, oh, funny one.
Not mine.
Yeah. So you're
But yes, we
captain
met
of-
on the job. Like you I think at one point you were in the tactical robbery unit
Yep.
with Jennifer,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Who speaks very highly of you.
Yeah.
Right. We talked about it on the last time.
She's good.
Yeah.
She's a real deal.
And anyways, I kind of my claim to fame with the City of Miami Police Department, at least in my own mind is, canine work. I loved police canine work.
That's true.
And that's what my background is because my father was doing it since 1981. I was born in 83, so we grew up around the police dogs. And long story short, I had part of my career was in canine, and it was my favorite part of being in police work was the canine work. It wasn't work to me.
No.
And anyways, fast forward about the last 3 years of my career with the City of Miami Police Department, I started training civilian dogs, and it took off, if you will.
Was it easier to train civilian dogs versus canines?
It's a lot harder.
Yeah, because you can't do things that you can do.
No, not
kidding.
even. The best way I can explain it, I love using car analogies when it comes to dog training. I just love cars, and I think it makes a lot of sense for folks at home. It's not hard to take a Ferrari fast around a racetrack. It's not hard to do, right? As long as you know how to drive it. It's very hard to take a 4-cylinder Honda Civic where one cylinder is not firing and it's rusty and beat up and make that perform around a racetrack. And that's those civilian dogs. We're talking the difference between a 1 or 2 year old Belgian Malinois that's basically bred for police work, and those dogs are rip roaring ready to go.
Yeah,
you just have to put brakes on them a little bit, steer them.
Yeah.
Now, when we're talking about somebody's 4-year-old Labrador Retriever that's overweight, that doesn't even want to get off the couch, and trying to make that dog off leash heel and look fancy, that's hard to do. A lot harder to do. So. And I stayed away from civilian pet dog training for a few years, right? So I started with my business partner, American Overwatch Canine Services, and that was providing consulting and training for police agencies across the nation. And I love that. Still love that. That still exists. But there's not a lot of money in it. There's not a lot of money in it because for every police dog that's out there in the nation, there's got to be 10,000 or maybe 100,000 civilian dogs.
It's true.
So
and they love their dogs. People love their dogs.
They spend more money on their dogs than they do their kids.
Yes.
Than on themselves.
Yep.
I have a dog in my program right now that the lady feeds it by hand with a fork. It just came to me yesterday. That's why I bring it up to you. And she's like expecting me to do the same. I'm like, look, we're very good at what we do, but I haven't gotten to the point where I'm feeding dogs with a fork. We have used the wooden spoons though. Maybe we'll talk about that later. But and peanut butter, peanut butter and a wooden spoon.
Okay.
But getting off track here. Anyways, realized I would get requests like, hey, could you train my dog? I know you train police dogs.
Yeah.
Can you train my little Pookie Poodle Doodoo?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, because I won't go to that level because I'm a badass police canine.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with your poodle. That's going to make me look like a fool,
Yeah.
How am I going to be able to train someone's, how am I going to train with the Navy SEALs if they see me training with your poodle?
Your street cred goes away.
Yes.
I got you.
Exactly. But I will be honest with you. Maybe this is, where we could be real honest.
Yeah.
Father's in the room, right?
Yeah.
When he
These
has
guys,
kids.
not me.
Okay. Something changes, right?
Yeah.
When you have a kid.
Mm.
And I will tell you, there was a point in time where I'm looking at my bank account. I'm a lieutenant of police, mind you.
Yeah.
And I don't really live beyond my means. But the mortgage was due.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at the bank account and looking at the mortgage payment that's due. And I'm like, I'm not going to swing it this month. What? I'm not going to credit cards, maxed out. We don't make a lot of money as police officers, even as a police lieutenant, and you got guys working 80, 100 hours a week with those off duties
Those are the worst.
to make the ends meet.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. And I was doing that. And so at that point in time is actually kind of a revelation for me where I'm looking at it going, and I'm not a quitter. Like this is going to get fixed. I'm not really stressing, but I'm like, honey, we got to do something. And mind you, we have kids at home now. I think we had at that point, my one daughter was maybe like 2 years old, and my wife was either pregnant or just had the baby, the number 2. We have 2 beautiful girls, so Laura and Aria. And anyways, as a father, I had to step up and make a decision like, we need to bring in more money.
Yeah.
I can either work off duties and never be home, which is what I grew up with at my house. My father worked his butt off as a police officer.
Yep.
My mom was working midnights, and they were just like passing ships, in the night type of thing.
Yeah.
And working hard. And I know what that's all about. I've been there, done that. And I'm like, but there's got to be something better. I don't want to see my kids not see me.
Yeah.
So I actually had a couple options on the table, things I've always wanted to do. I'm really big into detailing cars. So I could open up a detail shop. A little bit more of a startup cost to do that. I'm good at training dogs, and as silly as it is, knife sharpening. I love sharpening knives. It's kind of like my zen.
Ooh.
I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
I broke the tip. Look at that. What can you do?
Oh,
I can fix it. I really can.
don't use it as a pry.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, I said, let me just kind of bite the bullet, pull the trigger on training a civilian dog. I trained my first civilian dog, and I did like a 4 or 6 week program with that dog, charging $500 for that dog. And I thought, wow, this is great. But at the end of the training, dog was awesome. But I'm like,
Made
man,
like
I think I was making
$3
$3 an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like every dog after that, and I enjoyed the process.
Yeah.
And the owners were ecstatic. And I built the base, the core of my business was, guess what? Police officers. Like that was my community.
Yeah.
And then word traveled fast, very fast.
Mhm.
My phone
Yeah.
started blowing up. Hey, can you train my dog? Hey, can you train my dog? And literally every dog after that, I was pretty much doubling my prices.
Mhm.
Now I charge boom, 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 $20,000 for the same program that I used to do with the $500 dog,
Oh, wow.
you know?
But you're doing 4 to 6 weeks still?
6 week program only.
6
We
weeks.
only offer what we call a VIP premium board and train.
That still makes sense. You're doing a lot of work. It's essentially a 24-hour program, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, you said board and train, so that
Dog
you're
lives with me.
Yeah.
It's part of my family. It's around my wife. It's around my kids and just a couple other dogs. We run like a premium program. That's how we set ourselves apart from other
Oh,
dog
wow.
trainers.
Do you overlap dogs?
How do you mean? Yeah, we have 3 to 4 dogs in my program at any given time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's good.
Oh, we're doing
You-
good. Yeah.
But people may go, wow, it's a lot of money. Like, no,
Mhm.
man, it's 24 hours a day that
Yeah.
you're doing.
And lifetime support. And you have a dog that's going to live 14 years. You could do the math. It doesn't break out. What is that? $1,500 a year for the dog.
Yeah.
And then you got people out there spending 10, 20, 30,000 or more just for like a Frenchie.
Yeah.
The Merle coloring or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Do-
just for the dog.
Did
Yeah.
you see the Pokemon dog?
no.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, they it was like fluffy and they painted yellow and they like
At the Heat game, some guy dyed it. He took the dog to LA, dyed it yellow.
I didn't see
as
that.
Pikachu,
God.
and then he got just roasted all over
Oh.
social media.
Yeah.
He had to pay a fine
For like what he did to the dog. Or
because he had the I don't know if you have a picture you can show him, but we'll show you later. But anyways, not to get off topic, but yeah, people do crazy things for their dogs, and training your dog is not that crazy because essentially it's good to have a dog that's listening to what you're saying, right? And good
Yeah.
behavior, walking on the leash correct. I watch your videos. I don't have a dog. I'm not a dog guy per se. I'm not gonna get a dog anytime soon, but I'm just interested in the training aspect. And if you don't know, if you're not following him on social media, you give out so much information. You're like the what's his name, the V guy, Gary V of dog training.
Yeah, I've heard that a few times. Yeah, in the
Yeah,
comment
because
section and stuff.
because you're giving out free info. Now I'm not gonna be able to train my dog completely just watching your stuff, but I can
Surprisingly, people have.
the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But it
Then
doesn't
they send us videos of the dogs off leash healing, and they learn it all for free just watching my videos.
really.
Yeah.
Well, but then you have the people that maybe not want to that want to get the expert and willing to pay
Yeah.
the price.
They don't have. We're talking CEOs, professional athletes. Those are our clients now, and they don't have the time to train their dog.
Right.
Yeah.
They want that turnkey solution. They want the car built for them. And that's honestly, that's how we explain it to them. I find this interesting. Maybe you will too. The difference between a board and train program and maybe you training your dog by yourself with support from someone that comes to your home, maybe 1 hour a week for like 6 weeks,
Yeah.
is the difference between, hey, you want a car, right? You want that car to do what it can, the best it can be. 2 ways to do that. One, you have a master mechanic come to your house.
Yeah.
And they teach you how to build your own car.
Right.
You know how that will go. A week, so they spend an hour with you and they say, hey, next week when I come back, I want the suspension put on, I want the tires, and I'll come back and check it. He comes back a week later, he's like, oh my God, either you didn't do the work
Yeah.
or you put the tires on backwards, upside down, something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And you go week after week, next thing you know, you've built the car and torn it down 100 times. And yeah, by the end, maybe you'll be a master mechanic yourself, but it's going to take a year or two for that to happen.
You're gonna mess that car up in the process.
Yes, it's going to be a hot mess, really.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah. Or
He likes cars.
Or you go to a master
like analogies.
mechanic with a box full of parts, like a kit car, and say, and I will build it to your spec.
Oh.
In 6 weeks, it will be exactly what you want and more, beyond your wildest dreams. And then you don't have to know how to build it. I just teach you how to drive it, maybe change the oil. That's it.
When is okay, since we're talking about cars,
Yeah.
and the dog is the car, when is in what process do you think that dog is drivable?
4 to 6 months old is the sweet spot for training.
But when you get it, you that last week, are you just greasing the joints?
Yeah, at 4 weeks, they're pretty much like they're very well trained.
Yeah.
That last 2 weeks, we're really proofing them off of environmentals, taking them out and about, like to restaurants,
And Home
Depot.
Depot.
I love Home Depot.
What is
It's called Ho Depot.
Yeah, why are you always going to Home Depot? Why?
They're very pet friendly, first off,
Yeah.
and it's like you everything is there. People, loud noises. One of my favorite things is to get the dogs on those orange carts that are always. I think they're like purposely out of balance.
They're always out of balance and broken tires.
Yeah.
The T-soft carts.
Yeah, love them, and the dogs hate them. That's why I love them. So that it's really good for building confidence in the dog.
There's different smells too.
It's everything.
Yeah.
So if your dog can walk through Home Depot with all the sights, sounds, smells, everything,
Yeah.
then it can pretty much do anything after that.
What about the other end of that is the owner, like the driver. You get somebody without we'll go to the car analogy, somebody without a license.
Yes.
And then you
Well, so
give
this
them that muscle car.
Yeah, so this is the analogy we use, and that's what sets us apart, I believe, when it comes to being very good at what we do. I'm very proud to say this. We have heard horror stories of people sending their dog away to maybe a 3, 4, 5 week boot camp, if you will, board and train, and then the trainer spends maybe 30 minutes with them. Here's your dog. Watch it do sit down, heel, check it out. Beautiful. Have a good time. See you on the next one. Like you can't learn how to drive a stick shift Ferrari in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if you've never driven one before. And so what ends up happening, they burn out the clutch, they destroy something, they crash it into a wall.
Yeah.
We spend minimum, we have a halfway training. So halfway through, we bring them over. We're spending 2, 3, sometimes 4 or 5 hours with them and the entire family, making sure they know exactly how to use that leash to communicate with the dog, because that's where we're able to offer that lifetime guarantee. By the time we're done training the dogs and the humans, they're like mini trainers. And if they run into a problem, they're able to fix it on their own. If they're not, we're a phone call away.
And everything that he's saying, you show on your social media platforms.
Yep.
It's great. It's great. They walk around with a little sack of hot dogs.
Yes, sometimes I have 3 of them. Like Mr. Fanny Pack.
Sack of wieners.
Yeah, he's got sacks of wieners.
Super tactical with my 3 fanny pouches,
It's good though, man. It gets the job done.
Absolutely.
Just chopped up hot dogs?
Yeah, so hot dogs is my secret sauce. So you're gonna have to mute that out. No, I'm kidding. Hot dogs, 2 different types of kibble, whatever it takes. Yesterday I had to bring out bacon for one dog. He just wouldn't eat anything. Yeah. So, anyways,
Toughest dog to train?
older dogs.
They
It's
said
true.
up to 4 months is good. Pups
4 to
4 months.
6 months old is the sweet spot.
Okay.
But our motto is all ages, all breeds, all issues.
Yeah.
So we've trained dogs as young as 8 weeks old, no problem.
Yeah.
But again, the sweet spot's 4 to 6 months old. 12 months old is kind of like the final, like it starts to go downhill pretty rapidly after that.
Yeah. And then you get the old dogs. They're like the dog on the porch, like,
They're just very set in their ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
I was going to say, there's so many phrases for that.
Yeah, and it's true though. I mean, you can, but it's very difficult. So we always use the analogy when people call us, when should I send my dog to you? We tell them 4 to 6 months, but I use the Tiger Woods analogy. He's as good as he is because he had a club in his hand since he was 3 years old. That is giving me that 4-month-old dog, which is what we call like a whiteboard, clean slate.
Oh, okay.
No bad habits.
I got you.
Yeah, I love it.
So I want to rewind a little bit because we do have police officers and first responders and people that are listening to the show, and they have a side business and a side hustle, or they're like, man, I'm just tired of working off duties, which I am one of those guys in that boat where I was like, if I'm going to burn my time, I might as well build something that will take me out of police work and make a ton of money, because no matter how much you work, there's always going to be a ceiling. It's like, I made, working off duties, I made $150,000.
And you weren't home at all.
If you weren't home at all. You weren't home at all. You busted your ass and you made $150,000, but you got no sleep. You're eating like shit and you're overweight.
Yeah.
So why not use that time and grow an empire, right? And that's something that you did. I say it, but you're doing it. And I'm doing it, but at a little slower rate. I've got my bricks, and you're like, all right, bring it in over here, bring it over there.
Yeah.
And these are the conversations we've had offline, if you will,
Yeah.
where I'm constantly pushing you. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I'm ready for Nick to go to the next level already.
Yeah, it's just
and
scary.
It's not easy.
And it's scary. That's what the thing is, that this is where I'm getting to. At one point, you made the jump. You're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
But then again, you're bringing in good money on your business, but not only that, it's coupled with the social media stuff.
Yes.
So did you feel as though you were just completely burnt from going to work? and doing this on the side, or was work taken away from your growth?
Correct.
It was
Yes.
that was,
It's a combination of things.
Yeah.
But so let's rewind for the folks at home so they understand. 18 and a half years in, for that last 3 to 6 months, strongly considering leaving police work.
Could you retire at the point that you were at?
No.
Did you make your
No.
points. You didn't.
No.
How many years did you have left? You had like probably 2, 3.
3.
Yeah, 3 more years to
Three
sit on that.
little years.
Yeah. And
Right?
and you said I'm out.
In 3 years,
Wasn't
I
worth
would
it.
retire at the age of 42
Yeah.
and start collecting a paycheck.
Yeah.
A paycheck decent enough, like for sure, to live off of. No
Yes.
problem.
Yeah.
Support a family. Yeah. And we're talking, just to summarize it, we're talking about $3 million that I walked away from, right?
Yeah.
When I do the math and calculate, because I will eventually receive a pension, a
Right.
paycheck. It's going to be a lot smaller.
Yeah.
But I have to wait till I'm 50. I'm 39 now.
Yeah.
So I had to look at, okay, you're going to walk away from a super steady paycheck, the only thing you've ever known since you were 20 years old.
Yeah. And it's safe to say over 6 figures as a lieutenant.
Yeah, 120K.
There
Easy,
you go.
right?
Yeah.
And
No overtime.
correct, 120K without working extra or overtime, off duty, any of that.
In SIS, the gang unit,
Man,
you had
in
Yeah.
the special investigation section.
no
which-
uniforms.
Yeah, I had it made, man. I
Rental,
had it made.
rental car.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just putting it out there. You this,
Yeah.
this
It was
I had a dream job.
The
Yeah.
the
A dream job.
pedestal of what
Yeah.
people watch TV
Yeah.
and want to be a police officer as.
exactly.
Yeah, I was the commander of the gang intelligence unit
Yeah.
in the special investigation section. A dream job.
Yeah.
A dream job. Like, trust me,
So
back and forth
If
from
you don't know, it's like high. It's like a highly restricted area in the PD. Not just uniform officers. You can't go in there. There's a special key card to go in there.
Yeah.
You were a part of that. You were part of that secret society. I mean, it's not
took
really
me
secret.
16 years to even get in the door.
Yeah.
And when I was there, I was like,
So I
Yeah.
just want.
He's a captain of Martin Lawrence and Will Smith,
Yes, it's
basically.
pretty much,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much.
But not his goof. But not his goof.
okay. So okay.
Super cool cop
And then
stuff.
you said go. There's a part where you were walking away and you were doing the
Yeah.
math and the 3 million. And
it's just wild. Yeah. So I'm sitting there doing the math. Like, what we're contemplating is, should I leave work 3 years early? Should I walk away from a retirement, a pension that everyone dreams of when you become a police officer? That's the perk of the job.
What do the
big
other
perk.
police officers tell you? What did
If
they
you
tell
ask police officers, including my entire family, right?
Yeah.
All police officers.
Yeah.
They're like, you are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a bleep in there, to be honest with you. You are effing crazy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You're 3 years away from a pension and you can retire.
Yeah.
And so I equate it to, I'm flying at 30,000 feet. The door of the airplane's open. My feet are dangling out. Perfectly good airplane.
Yeah.
It's going to land in about
Yeah.
3 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm looking out going, yeah, but I see Disneyland down there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really want to go there.
Yeah.
And the question is, if I jump,
Yeah.
will the parachute, float me down to earth, or
That's
will I
scary.
like
That is so scary.
scariest thing I've ever done in my life?
Yeah.
And so I sat there for about 3 to 6 months. I'm not even a religious guy, but I pray on this, asking anybody and everyone on their advice. Now, what was interesting to counteract or counterbalance, if any officer, anybody in the law enforcement community would say, "Don't do it, man, you're crazy."
Yeah.
But I had mentors now. And the mentors came about. It's a blessing. I start charging such a premium for my dog training. The type of clientele I'm getting are all CEOs, business owners,
Yeah.
folks, millionaires.
Yeah.
If I ask them,
Yeah.
hey, this is my situation, they wouldn't even skip a beat. Yeah, leave. What are you doing? Yeah, what are
Yeah.
you still doing there?
Yeah.
You should have left 3 years ago. Do it. And I'm like, no, but it's not do it.
It's a different mentality.
It is, law enforcement is that in you have that because you're tied to it. It's almost like a prison sentence where you're stuck to it because you're just looking at that carrot at the end, that pension, that retirement. Oh, I want to do this. And then I sit there and I work with different people that are in private sector and stuff. And it's like, oh, hey, this is my new email. It's at whatever. And it's like, dude, you changed it again? Yeah, you changed it again. What are you doing about retirement? What do you and there's other ways to think of it. We just are like excited because it's like, hey, we didn't have to figure this out. Somebody before me a long time ago figured out how I'm going to live after I'm 45 years old or whatever. They figured it out for me. And then this is how I'm going to get a paycheck and do my family. So we're like, all right, this is cool. Cruise control. But everybody else does it.
Yeah.
And so when you're talking to those civilian CIOs or CEOs, they're like, yeah, just go to the next one.
Yeah.
On to the next one.
Super
And
scary, man. That's all I could tell
it's
you.
interesting.
Because
I mean-
you're on your own. You're on your own.
Yes.
You're doing it by yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as a police officer, that mentality is that paycheck's coming. No
Every
matter
2
what,
weeks, it's coming. Rain or
unfortunately,
shine, hurricane, doesn't matter about the economy, doesn't matter
Right.
COVID.
Yeah.
Paycheck.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah.
paycheck is coming, and you know what? It's not a bad one. It's a good living, and it's not to knock the lifers that do the police work. And look, your
Not at all.
your parents. It's not to knock any of that. It's just there's a different mentality. There's a different type of person, and unfortunately, police officers are not that. They're very play it safe. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially you. You know, they say it to me too, because I contemplate sometimes leaving the job, and I'm like, man, should I leave? My wife is like, you better not leave.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
what about you?
So my wife is awesome. You know,
Yeah.
she really supports me in any decision I make.
Yeah.
And she was actually happy to see me go, like, because she hates, you know, the dangers of the job. Even as a lieutenant,
Yeah.
you know, sitting in the office, no, we're doing pretty high risk stuff, right? You know, buying kilos, buying guns off of drug dealers, gang members. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, and that's just on your off time.
That's just on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But that's true though. There is no off time, to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
exactly.
7 days a week was my job as a gang lieutenant. Like I could not be away from my phone at any moment, even on my day off. I'd have
Yeah.
2 teams out there. So let's say I'm off on a Saturday. That doesn't mean my team is working Saturday, calling me up saying, "Hey, is it okay if we do this kilo deal or whatever?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm so stressed." Like
Yeah.
all I'm thinking about is everything that could go wrong. And sometimes I get that phone call late, like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
somebody got hurt." Somebody, hello,
Yeah.
just want to make sure we could take the time off tomorrow, or you know,
Yeah.
sometimes it was just that.
Yeah.
But your heart racing, you could never be away from my phone, and put a lot of strain on the family. Because at the same time, I'm running a full-time business.
Yes.
Right? We're kind of skipping over stuff. But roughly for 3 years, give or take, I was full-time police lieutenant, more than full-time. It was really a 7-day-a-week job, and full-time business owner, training dogs. And I was burning the candle at both ends. I lived off of this right here.
Yeah.
By the way, this podcast is officially not sponsored by Celsius.
Not-
My whole career, my life is sponsored by Celsius.
No, it's run on Celsius, right?
Yes.
So if I was training you, I have a little fanny pack with Celsius in it.
Little drip.
Little shots, yeah. A little hamster dripper. You're doing good. Keep it up.
So anyways, the point is though that I made the move. I finally made the move, and oof, I mean,
How
it
did
was
business go? Did you 10x? You know what I mean? Were you able to do a lot more, or did you take that time and say, I'm gonna retire that portion a little bit? Like, so let's say I work 4 days a week. I'm gonna retire like 2 days out of that week, and now I'll work 2 more days. So if you work, and then I don't know if this is making sense. We work 4 days, we're off 3. Those 3, you definitely were working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those 4 you were working at the police department.
Yeah.
So now do you take like 2 days off and not do anything just to decompress, or are you now like, no, I'm going to use that fuel and I'm going to go 1,000% into my
Yes.
job?
So the latter is the plan, right? And we got to really rewind and be honest. It's not it. That was the issue. One of the issues is I'm at work on one of those, you know, hot, very dangerous deals, right?
Yeah.
And I have to answer phone calls for the business.
Yeah.
And so it was
About
getting
Bunny
to the
Fufu.
point that last few weeks there, just is, and we'll get to it, but the social media really started picking up.
Yeah.
And as the social media picked up, there were days I was getting 50 and 100 phone calls a day for business.
Oof.
Yeah.
And any one of those could be that $1 million client that needs a dog trained.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it. I'm not complaining. But the problem is here we are supposed to be on some very serious deal.
Yeah.
That I need my full focus. And my guys would come in. This only happened once or twice. It's embarrassing to admit that this even happened once or twice. Hey, LT, we're going to go buy those 20 guns now from that murder suspect. You coming? I'm like, nah, man, I got to handle this call.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Yeah.
Not cool for my guys. And when I realized that started happening, which was like the last week or 2 that I was at work, I got to take a break, man. I gotta make a decision here. I'm either going to have to leave this unit that requires a lot more of the attention than I can give and just be a patrol lieutenant. Now, not to say a patrol lieutenant has an easy gig, but it's one of the easier gigs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It runs itself.
More flex.
Yes. And so I contemplated that too, but I'm like, man, let's be realistic here. Something's got to give. And so I left. But then to answer your point, it was to take, let's call it 40 hours a week that I had to dedicate to police work.
Yeah.
Can I inject 40 hours a week into my business and what will change?
Yeah.
And so, yes, we started doing that, but it was also really unhealthy. I had gotten like for 3 years, I'm running on Celsius, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
not just this, it's not about that. It's just whether I had that or not, up, 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 go, go, go.
Yeah. Your brain doesn't stop.
But it wasn't healthy, man. I was like, ugh. And I had all this free time and I didn't know what to do with it. Like I actually had free time for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
And I was uncomfortable with it. I couldn't sit there. I'm like, well, you know, it has,
You
something
felt like-
must be done.
Yes, I'm saying you feel like you're not like you're like, oh no, I'm losing. I'm doing something. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I got to do something.
Yes.
I feel like I'm talking
I
to
got
a mirror
I got to clock in.
with more hair.
Well, so then, like, I'm just going to give you a silly example. I would maybe be in front of the computer answering, you know, email after email, and then there's no email left to answer. And I'm like,
My business is gonna
let me
fail.
check the spam folder.
Yeah.
It's the spam folder. That, you know, and the business was going good. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, there's got to be something to do. And there really is. There's always something to do. But you at some point have to realize it's unhealthy. You have to unplug because you're just not at your optimal. You got to take a break. And so that's what I've honestly been working on since I retired. And by the way, when I left police work, I didn't quit per se. It's just an early retirement,
Yeah.
right? So I will get some kind of pension when I hit 50. It's now my job to keep the family afloat, keep the finances going for the next 11 plus years. And again, I'm not going to be able to live off of that retirement when it comes when I'm 50. It's just a little bonus, if
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah.
And to your point way earlier, you had mentioned about because I think that would be the focus for me of this podcast, not to keep it just on that, but one of the things to talk about is for police officers out there, whether they're 2 years on, 5 years on, 15 years on, you guys and gals need to start thinking about what are you going to do when you retire? Because so many police officers wait for that retirement.
Yeah.
And what do? They go right back into police work. That's all they know.
They-
65 years old working at the arena for that off duty. And it's like, man,
and they go work at the arena. I know guys that are doing it, and I don't want to put anybody out there, but it's like, man, I can't wait to retire. What are you gonna do? Nothing at all. Watch me go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's only one guy that I know he's over there in the West Coast.
Mhm.
He moved away, and he lives in like in Margaritaville doing his thing.
you know, I have a funny story about
Yeah, we'll get to that. But what I'm getting at is, you think you're gonna do nothing, you do nothing for about a month or two, and then you're like, I got to do something.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they find the easy route to go back to police work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because,
put that back on.
you know, as good as that pension is, it's less than what you're used to living on.
But that's where I tell people, find the focus out of police work. Focus on police work. Train. Be the
Yes.
best at what
Yes.
you're doing. Your life depends on it. But at the same time, set yourself up. It can't be all about that because you'll go nuts.
It's not healthy.
So start something. Like Justin and I, we do a podcast. I have a company on the side. I
Go to
do
school.
YouTube videos. Go to school.
Yeah, get a
go to school.
Photography.
Do photography. Get
Yeah.
something completely different.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to, I know some guys that train. Chris Galls, he has a
Mhm.
PTOG where he trains firearms, and it's related, but he loves that stuff.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, so do something else besides police work to take your mind off of, and do something that you can grow and
Yeah.
and have your own empire.
Yeah, that when you hit that retirement, you have something else that's making a lot of police officers. Well, maybe not a lot, but real estate.
I was about to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
real estate. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, there's a podcast I'm supposed to be on sometime in the future, but this is a guy. It's so weird that his story was like mine, but he is 5 or 10 years ahead of me. About 17 or 18 years into the job, state trooper, and just killing it. Right, beautiful, great salary. And he had been building his real estate empire for like 10 years. And it's the same story. All of his cops buddies said, what are you, crazy? You can't leave. All of his millionaire friends, who are all
Yeah.
big real estate gurus, bro, you need to leave right now. And he left. Man, the guy's killing it.
There's another, and I'm fascinated by the whole leaving, because I guess this really pertains to me. I'm there on the cusp of thinking about
The
taking
door's
the leave.
open on there.
Right, and I'm just looking.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Maybe
So,
looking out the window.
I don't really like heights, so I might not even jump.
Nick's at least looking at the clouds. He's
Yeah.
like, all right, those are clouds. I don't
So-
want to look at the ground.
So, the problem is sometimes they're officers. The truth is, people leave,
Oh, yeah.
and then they have to come back because whatever
Start
happened.
all over.
Hang,
Yeah.
you get that they hang that over your head. Like, remember this guy?
Yeah, this guy.
When he left, and now look at him. He had to come back and he started from scratch. Do you want to throw away your this and throw away your that? It's like, oh, my question to you is, you didn't leave when you had your canine business going. You said it wasn't until social media started ramping up. So that kind of gave you the little bit more of a, in case this parachute doesn't open, I still have this parachute.
Yeah. Or a beefier parachute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that something that, was it easier to jump off?
Yeah. I mean,
easier to go off of?
yes.
And
Yes. I mean, any business you have now, you have to have social media.
We should have started with this. How many followers do you have on TikTok?
Do that in a second segment.
We're just gonna roll through it.
Cut a break.
And we're gonna take a break right now. And when we come back, we're gonna find out
numbers.
Drop some numbers real quick.
Okay.
All right, man.
Hey, come here. Come here. No. Bring it in real close. I got something for you. Did you subscribe yet? Right down there. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, because you got to know when we're going to give you a show. Do it. Go now. Go now. I'm waiting. Come on. Right there. All right, back to the show.
And we're back.
Hey,
Now it's time to get down to the numbers. I want numbers, baby. It's all about numbers. Let's flex on them. No, it's more of, this is a testament to your work and what you do. So when you were on the podcast the first time, this was about
September 15th, 2020.
Okay,
That episode aired.
2 years and change. I don't know. I can't do the math. But anyways, I remember
2 years, 4 months.
You would pick my brain about YouTube. I don't think TikTok was even a thing. So YouTube, I know you were about less than 5,000, and you would pick my brain and stuff. Let's flex on them, man. What's your numbers at? What are you looking like on YouTube right now? And save TikTok for last.
Sure. So YouTube 375K
375
and growing. We're at a growth of about 60,000+ per month.
That's what I was gonna say.
Wow.
Yeah. So you figure this time next month I'll be at 430 or whatever the math is.
What's your posting schedule like? How many videos do you post?
2 shorts a day. Shorts is where it's at, baby.
Yeah.
Shorts. Shout out to the shorts.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
So all right, Justin took notes.
I am. Yeah. I am.
And then what about on the grams?
Instagram 275K and growing about 30K a month there. But that's really like starting to really pick up.
It's so hard on Instagram. I hate Instagram.
I struggled with Instagram for a long time.
So hard. But consistency, right?
Consistency helps for sure.
Yeah, and letting them shelve your content in the right categories. And I think you're owning your category. Anyways, so what about are you on the tweets? You with
No, but I
Elon
need
Musk
to. Now
things?
that Elon Musk has taken over,
Right.
I have to jump on
I
there.
hate Twitter. I hated it.
Yeah.
I hate the people on there.
But
Yeah.
my understanding is it's going to go more video based, as it should.
Yeah, he's gonna take it into another direction,
Yeah.
and it's not like crybaby echo chamber in there. But I hate it. I hate Twitter. If you're on Twitter, I hate you.
There's a new platform. Maybe jump on
That's
it when
not
you
a
can. It's
joke.
called Likey.
Likey, what's
It's
that?
like a Twitter
Me likey.
knockoff. I'm already at 10K on that.
What?
I'm trying, yeah.
You on the Rumbles?
Yeah, we're supposed to be on that.
Yeah.
Almost like a backup to YouTube.
Yeah.
And
dumping
I
stuff
don't
on
know
there.
if we're on that yet or not. You know, I now have a social media manager. Thank God for that. That helps me. But he's the one that comes with these recommendations, and he's like, "Look, we're already making the content. Might as well just repurpose it and put it on.
You just
as many
uploading it
platforms."
there.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff.
You don't have to make new content. You just
All right,
redo it.
Facebook, you on there?
Yes. I have to check my numbers. Under 10K.
Yeah. Facebook
I
sucks.
just started messing with Facebook about 3 months ago. We'll say taking it seriously.
Okay. And the big dog.
The big dog.
Where are you on
The dick doc? The dick doc, that's what I call it. 2.2 million.
So 2.2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a lot.
TikTok is like the Wild West when it comes to posting stuff, and you can strike gold basically on
Yeah.
the first day out.
The algorithm's super juicy. Like we were saying, is off camera that it's starting. The buildings are starting to come up. Little towns are starting. There's sheriffs now around there. But algorithm is pretty juicy. The other day I posted something. It was weird. TikTok's really weird. The other day I posted something. It was about a week and a half ago. And just last night, it stayed at 2,000 views. It was like 2,000, stayed there. And last night it was at 60. It's at 60.
You got like a second life.
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
popped.
that happens sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just like it's like one of those like it pulls back and then shoots off, pulls back and shoots off. I've had that a lot,
And honestly, when it comes to like TikTok or any of these shorts now, because YouTube's big into shorts, Instagram's big into shorts, it's all about those verticals, we call them.
Yeah.
We have taken time and put a ton of like time, effort, money, hiring people, like 5 different camera angles,
Yeah.
get everything just perfect.
Yeah.
No views.
No views.
Then you shoot something with your cell phone.
Yeah. Straight up. Yeah.
No
vertical.
mic. Yeah. Boom. Millions of views.
Yeah.
So,
It's hard to figure out, but when you do kind of get an idea, you try to replicate it. Do you see a return on that? Like if you did a video, went viral, and you're like, you know what? Well, let's stay in this realm and do a couple more like this. Do you usually see a good return on that?
yes and no. It's really it's hit or miss.
Hit
It's
or
hard.
miss, yeah.
So all you can do, you pull out that Gary V special. Just put the content out. You'll never know it's going to do good. You never know. So just put it out. And then so sometimes we'll take a video that did very well, and we'll just put it out 6 months later, just a repeat. Maybe
Yeah.
change a little something. And then also,
What
you
if it's
can
like
look at your competitors too.
Yeah.
What's doing good for them? Can you do what they did but better?
Yeah.
Same topic, but maybe give your take on it. The other thing that's interesting too is the videos that do best are controversial videos.
I saw you, Liver King.
Yeah, yeah. And and honestly, we just did that one for fun.
Yeah.
But controversial, and that's the next part I was going to tell you. You never know it's going to be controversial.
Yeah.
One of my first viral videos was me introducing a little puppy and talking about she's a pretty puppy. I called her, what's her name? Brooklyn is her name. So we said, oh, this is Princess Brooklyn, and she is betrothed to Prince Bronx.
Ooh.
All right. And the reason I said that is the owner of Brooklyn has another dog, Bronx, and he was going to breed them when she's of age. But that he bought her for the purpose of one day breeding her. Somehow I'm a pedophile because I made that video. Isn't that crazy? They started doing like the red flag emojis. I didn't know what a red flag was. I had to find out. Then I found out my return red flag emoji. Like if you red flag me, I do the red flag, but with the golfer.
Oh,
I'm so mean or evil. And anyhow, that ended up being controversial. Millions of views because they thought it wasn't right that we, as humans, I guess, are deciding the fate of this dog before she's even of age.
Oh,
okay.
boy.
You're dealing with another character. It's not only the dogs, but dog owners, dog lovers. They're a little bit.
And then social media weirdos.
Yeah, there's communities out there that get together, and when they find you, at least in the dog training world, there's like the ones we talk about is the service dog community.
Yeah.
These people are crazy. They're crazy.
yeah.
And they band together and then like get you with like an onslaught. Like, because I get 99%. We'll call it, let's say, nice reviews or nice comments, but it's those 1% that are little stingers. They'll get you, and at one point in time, this happens. It's like a rhythm. It's like a cycle. You'll get just an onslaught of negativity.
Yeah.
Then you find out they're posting about you in a private Facebook group,
Correct.
and they're getting together and going, "Get them, let's get them."
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then they're trying so hard to find things that I do wrong.
Do they go back and look at old stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'll like dissect my videos.
Yeah.
I had one. Great video, nothing special about it. We're doing like, I don't know, talking about how to introduce yourself to a protection dog. It's nothing special. And
Is that the hand like this? Don't touch it on the head?
it was, no, but it was like probably right before or after
I
that
watch
one.
your stuff.
Thank you. It was how,
I'm like, I want to meet dogs. Okay, sorry. You're not supposed to touch a dog on the head because you're a certain dominance.
you don't
Right,
go
right,
over
right.
the top.
You go over
Right.
the top. Yeah, you go like open palm.
Yeah.
Ignore it first.
Yeah.
Open palm.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
them check you
I,
out.
I was told give them like the top of your palm, like
Sure, just as long as you're not going over the top.
right.
It'll be
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, I keep it down by my leg, and I like.
But anyways, we had a guy watch one of those type of videos, pretty boring video.
Yeah.
And my personal dog, yawns.
Mm.
And he goes, look at that. The dog yawned. That's a stress yawn. He must be being really mean to that dog. Mind you, my dog is yawning because he's so bored, because he's so not stressed. He's just relaxing.
Yeah.
He's relaxing in the grass.
Yeah.
But they look for any little thing to just tear you
Wow.
apart.
Does that get in under your skin at first?
Yeah, so...
I know you. I know
yes, so...
I see
even
you snap
before we
back.
He was
started this
just doing
podcast, I was looking
doing
at
one, and he was like,
I can't read all my comments.
did you send that message that you
Yes, I
voiced
did.
in? Oh man,
like-
he voiced in a message. He didn't
tell
text it. He
him.
voiced in a message, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna reply back. But then again, I'm thinking police social media world. How are you supposed to reply? He's private business owner.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Snap
it's
back.
true. It's true. Yeah, if you want to be
Snap
nasty to me,
back,
I'll be right nasty back. Now, I cannot review all my comments now. I have to hire a team. I have customer service folks that help me out. They're the best. Shout out to everybody. Paula, Becky, Joelle. You all know you're the best.
Ronnie,
And,
Bobby, Ricky, and Mike.
Yes,
It
yes,
sounded
everybody.
Like, cool it now. It sounded like, okay, keep going.
But anyways, like we'll post a video, it goes viral, 1,000 comments within an hour. Like you can't read all those comments. But this particular one for this morning, I saw the blue check mark. I thought, what did that person write?
Is this on the grams or
This is on the gram.
on the grams?
And I read it, and it's stupid. Girl said, I say girl, she's a grown woman, but she goes, someone needs to fact check this video. Like, so I wrote back,
That's it? That's all she said?
yeah, but it's just rude the way she put it. I'm like,
Yeah, well, that's the way you read it.
but it's fact check the video. All I'm talking about is my opinion on what I think a particular breed of dog is like. Just so happens I've owned that dog breed for over 12 years.
You're not allowed to give opinions anymore, by the
No,
way.
you can't.
Unless they're okay.
You got to
with
fact
it.
check my
They're-
opinion now.
Yeah, they're fact check.
So I said,
opinions.
please do me a favor and go ahead and fact check it for me. Please do us all that favor.
Yeah.
And then she wrote back something nasty.
Yeah.
And then I had to let her know what time it was.
What let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. What was the nasty comment?
What did she say?
Yeah.
That I shouldn't sensationalize that dog breed and that
What's the
She
dog
owns it, and her dog breed is not like
It's a pit bull.
no,
Cane Corso, Italian
Corso.
Mastiff.
That's
What I own.
Yeah,
that's
your
my
dog.
breed.
Yeah.
I love those dogs.
Yeah.
I was just stating in this particular video.
Thanos. Shout out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Top 5 reasons you should not get one.
Mhm.
Just an opinion.
Did-
Top 5 reasons you shouldn't. And then I followed that video with top 3 reasons you should.
Yeah.
It's just
But
throwing
why did
out
you
some
give
facts.
5 and not 5?
I don't know, just time. 60 seconds.
Five's
baby.
a
You
good
gotta keep it
number,
under
man.
60. I have like a clock now, so I'm so good with these verticals. I know like I can, all right, ready and go. And then try to squeeze as much as you can in 60 seconds. And like I have an internal timer now that goes like 57, 58. And we'll see you on the next one.
I mean, you're killing it, man.
you can do a sign
You
off.
do several in one day.
Oh, yeah.
How many? Or do you shoot? Do you film most of the time?
I
how
like
does that
shoot
work?
days, if you will.
Yeah.
Where we might spend 4 hours just banging out course videos, long form YouTube videos, but the verticals is where it seems to be at.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, man, there's times where, like the other day, I think I got 20 videos out in like maybe an hour.
Yeah.
And gold. Some of those have gone viral. First take. Beautiful.
Now, what's your viral,
Then,
most
like-
viral video?
A video I'm walking with Thanos and I downstay him and then recall him into a heel position. People loved it. 25 something million
good.
views. Yeah.
Have you accumulated all your views yet?
No.
Got
Oh, well, like YouTube, I'm at 80 million.
That's what I'm saying. Do that. It's impressive to hear your numbers when you put them all together.
Yeah.
You can't count. It's hard because you can't count the shares, but I always count it as the videos that you produced. What did that video get?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you produced that video, whether it showed up on this network, that one, this one, you made that content, so you deserve the views. But it'd be interesting to hear those that accumulated.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, just on YouTube alone, we're at 80 million views.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
good,
cool. Yeah. Cool.
That's good. And you have not taken on any sponsors yet.
No, not at all.
But you have leveraged your stuff for your online courses.
Correct, 100%. Shout out to DIY Canine.
DIY Canine.
What's it called?
.com.
DIYcanine.com.
What did he say?
DIYcanine.com. You say it 3 times so people remember it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. To our 2,000 listeners out there, go on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Almost 3,000.
Almost 3,000?
Yeah.
I was thinking about Instagram. But anyways,
Oh.
going to DIYcanine.com. How you doing on that?
Killing it.
Yeah.
Without that, I wouldn't have been able to leave police work.
So it's not only the in-person training, the online courses are doing good. I imagine your network now is about 3 million, close to.
Yeah, or about, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. Even if you do 1%, convert 1% of that, that's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
What do your courses cost online? If I don't mind, and
sure,
people
sure.
can go and look at it. It's not like
Yeah.
a hidden thing.
Well, anywhere from $97 for like our one of like an entry level course, potty training,
Yeah.
stuff like that, up to $597 for like our top tier course, which is Unleashed, like how to teach your dog to be off leash.
What are the reviews for that?
I'm just blessed. We get such great reviews.
Yeah.
Like it melts my heart. That's what like. We get the videos back. Sometimes they'll send us videos of them off leash healing their dog, or we'll get these really nice emails out of the blue. And they're saying, thank you to your courses. I've been able to. I love it.
And you have never met these
No, and from
folks.
all over the world. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, Australia, Poland. We had a guy yesterday from Italy, and I love the asset. So we do weekly lives now. So to your other question, we just launched we're calling it a membership light, and for $19.99 a month, you can join and you get access to our latest and greatest course called The Perfect Walk. And it's not to plug the course. I'm just so proud of this course because every course we do, we just get better and better.
Yeah.
And this one we knocked out of the park. And this one course, which you could technically get for not even $19, we have coupon codes and stuff, but for like $15, anybody, anywhere can teach any dog how to walk perfectly on a leash. It's as simple as that. And I mean, that's my number one thing now that I have an eye for it.
Yeah.
Everywhere I drive, everybody I walk, all you see is people getting drugged by their dogs.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny? After watching your videos, I'm like, they don't even know what they're doing. They need to correct that dog ASAP. I promise you, I'm not a dog guy. I don't like dogs. I put it out there. I don't like dogs. I don't think, if you take the courses if you have a dog, because I've seen some dogs in airports that are not well behaved.
Yeah.
And growing up, you don't see
And they're, quote,
dogs in airports.
service dogs.
Yeah.
There's the service dog scam going on now.
Oh my God.
99% of the dogs you see out there with their little red vests on are not.
Yeah, yeah,
There
yeah.
was I forget what airline it was, but there was a guy with a dog, and he's like, "Sir, you cannot fly with this dog unless it's a service dog."
Winkety dink.
And the guy's like, "He's not a service dog," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Just say it's a service dog."
What ended up happening?
He kept going. I left. They were there arguing back and forth. And the guy kept trying to tell him, but if it's a service dog, and then he's like, well, if it is a service dog, well, then you have to, I don't know. I'm not sure the legalities.
They can
but
only
they
ask
have
you
to
two questions.
That's what was
And
the
that's
other
even
follow-up.
debatable. Supposedly I can ask you one question.
Because
which
of
is it a
HIPAA,
service dog, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's technically the only question
Yeah.
they're supposed to ask, but sometimes there's a second question, and what service does it perform? What's debatable is if they say, what service does it perform, and you answer, for instance, he's a diabetic detection dog.
Yeah.
Well, then you've just basically
Given too much
disclosed
information.
that
You've
you're
yeah,
diabetic.
yeah.
It's a HIPAA law violation.
Yeah,
HIPAA
you're
law
not allowed to-
violation.
But anyways, people are taking full advantage. Something's going to change.
You said things are going to change.
Yeah, they're already starting to change because people are violating this service dog law. They're taking advantage, full advantage.
I saw
And
a
so-
miniature horse on an airplane.
Have you really?
Did you really?
Not myself.
I've heard of it.
But
online.
video.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
But
wow.
it's a video of a miniature horse on an airline.
Because that's what, like in Disney, my brother's guest relations, and you can bring in a dog or a miniature horse. You can't bring in a cat. You can't bring in a ferret. All those kind of things. But Disney, if somebody's freaking walks up with a freaking
What
mini
kind
horse,
of dog is that? Is that a dog wearing tap
that's-
dancing shoes?
Yeah, a poodle. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. But you're saying there are too many not violations, but it's just people are abusing it.
Yep, and the airlines now are hiring third-party contractors to call dog trainers to confirm whether or not you have trained the dog. So we've gotten those calls for our actual clients because every dog that leaves our program is service dog qualified. But we've also received calls from like, hey, this is such and such from American Airlines. We have a Mary Smith that says you trained their dog Fufu. And I'm like, I don't know Mary Smith, and I didn't train Fufu, so stop using my name. All right, stop using it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm again. I since watching your stuff, I like to learn, and I do learn a lot from you. You're giving definitely valuable information out, and I'm getting value, and I'm applying it to people that I see walking dogs in the neighborhoods, and I'm like, that dog's pulling. That dog is not trained. That dog shouldn't be doing that. There should be a little correction. And like the lady just getting pulled by the dog. I'm like, that dog needs serious correction.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where's her hot dogs?
And it's not even hard. Like in that course I mentioned, you could have your dog trained in like 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm not saying perfectly trained does everything, but you can stop the pulling in like 10 minutes, easy peasy, and never have to deal with it again. There's nothing worse than coming home to a dog that's out of control, tore your house up, peed and pooped, just jumping on you.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than that. But there's nothing better than coming home to a dog that's just super well trained and is like man's best friend. And is, you can't beat it.
I'm not opposed to people having service dogs. Let me put that out there.
Agreed.
But it's gotta be well behaved. I think if you're gonna impose it into a place where maybe people don't like dogs, at least have it well trained. Where it's not like again, it's not like dog, I hate dogs.
No.
It's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. But if you're gonna have a dog, at least have it well trained.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're like me, I have a problem with people who have fake service dogs, put their little red vest on their dog that is completely untrained, barking, jumping on people, disturbing the real service dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a big problem with that.
I'm actually a fan of service dogs, the actual service dogs.
100%.
And you know, you see a lot of I associated with military vets or somebody who has PTSD.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of those dogs, and those are usually like well behaved. And there was back in the day. Correct me if I'm wrong, but back in the day there was a thing is don't touch the service dogs.
Correct.
Is that a thing?
That should still apply. Yeah, the dogs aren't there to be pet; they're doing a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're working. Yeah.
Imagine you're directing traffic as a police officer, and people coming up and petting you.
You know,
Yeah.
or asking you dumb questions.
Just questions
'cause you
in
get a
general.
lot of those.
Yeah,
I
I find too, like, especially when you have that red vest on, and especially when it says "Do not pet," it's like
It's a
they want to
magnet.
pet more.
I was thinking about traffic. I'm like, mine's orange. Mine's green. Neon green.
Yeah.
You
Well,
gotta-
anyways,
you
the
gotta-
service dog thing is
All right. I just wanted to say one question that I got
Go.
as I was in front of a Marlins game directing traffic, and the guy's like watching me direct, and I'm looking at him, and I'm cordial. Hey, how you doing? We go,
But
"Well,
you
this
feel
one-"
the stare.
Yeah, and then like he gets to the corner and he's looking at me, and I go and like that, and then there's a point where you're just letting traffic flow, and he looks and he's waiting to make eye contact, look over, and he's like, hey, did you go to school for that? And I'm like, no, I actually went to school to be a traffic light. However, there was no positions available, so this is the next best thing.
Jesus.
Have a nice day, sir.
Go to school for that.
Was he like impressed with your skills?
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
he was really impressed, and
That or it was
maybe
a diss, like,
yeah,
hey.
maybe he was messing with me. I don't know, but
Yeah.
but it-
Question.
yeah.
Or like, hey, when you were in school, did you think that you would be just telling cars to do things?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I was like, "There's something's coming from this guy," and that happened.
It's,
And anyways,
it's a zinger.
you said someone pets you when you're doing traffic, so that just. Anyways,
Brought forward.
well, to go back, not a hater of service dogs. Don't get it twisted.
No, not at all.
I believe in it. If you need it, you need it.
Absolutely.
And I'm all for it. There was actually a girl on my flight sat right next to me, had a dog the whole time between her legs in a little carrier. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I did not know until the end of the flight. She took it out and pet the dog and gave it a kiss, and I was like, I did not. That was
awesome.
Well-behaved
That's
dog.
awesome, yeah.
Did
Yeah.
not even know that dog was there the whole time.
Or
It's
they
on
drugged it.
Xanax.
Or they drugged it, yeah.
Or flip it. And
Hey, whatever it takes, you know.
I had a guy who rescued a cat from South America and was catching a connection flight, and
Yeah.
he had it, and he was like, meow, meow,
The whole time?
the whole time, and it smelled like cat pee the whole time. My eyes were burning from ammonia. I was like, ugh. I tried to move my seats with the flight attendant. They're like, sorry, sir, the flight's all booked. I even did like an extra rub. It was bad, but anyways, you don't train cats, right?
No, man. I'm
DIY
a dog guy.
DIY
To
feline.
the end. My mom has, I think, 12 or 13 cats.
Whoa.
She's a crazy cat lady.
Oh, okay, you said it.
And I think she has more, but I can't say. Do you have any more?
Could you train a cat?
I wouldn't even try. Me and cats don't get along. Because, you can pet them, and they're all about it, and then they go, wow,
Yeah.
and just
I
stab you with
want
their
to
little
see
claws.
you. That's a video right there.
All right, I am going to be training a pig. A mini pig.
Okay, no, I want you to train a cat.
It won't happen.
Do a
happen.
video.
We trained
Do a video
we
on
trained
TikTok.
Ben
You'll go
Kicks'
vi-
dog.
Oh,
You know Ben Kicks, they call him like the Sneaker Don or something like that.
Yeah.
The young kid.
Yeah,
that-
the one's like how's business booming.
Yeah, booming. baby.
Booming,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we trained Ben's dog, and then he reached out like 6 months later out of the blue because he's out partying in LA or whatever it is he does. And I see the number come in, and I can hear in the background some great party.
Yeah.
And he's got me on speakerphone. He's going, hey, Garrett. Yeah, guys, this is my dog trainer. Turn the music down. Garrett, could you train a Bengal tiger? If I got a Bengal tiger, could you train it? And I'm like,
Do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then bring me the tiger. I'll
me-
train it. Yeah.
bring me the tiger.
Let's go. Get it.
Oh my god. Are you
No, it
gonna
never
do-
happened. I wish it
alright.
did. Yeah.
Like a Ringley Brothers, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I want. You know what would be hilarious if you do it and the cat is completely like
Trained, healing next to
not
me.
healing, but just not doing what you're saying, and you make it a spoof.
Oh, see now?
Yeah.
That's a good. Now I have to do it.
There you go.
You
I
could
bet
dress
it's
up
spoof.
like Siegfried
Did you see
or Roy.
my spoof with the hypnotism
Yes.
where I hypnotized the puppy?
He hypnotized the puppy.
Yeah.
People didn't like that.
No, yeah, controversial.
Yeah.
We were just having fun.
Because you
This isn't real.
tortured the dog?
No.
Or
No,
because it wasn't real? Oh, because you're a professional channel, but now you...
Yeah.
We're hypnotizing puppies. Yeah. No, it's because I was what's the word? Like I was very straight faced.
Yeah.
And I didn't
You didn't put
laugh
no
at the end.
disclaimer or nothing.
No, and they're like, people loved it when they realized it's just a spoof. It's just a
Yeah.
joke. But a strong, I don't know what, let's call it 50%, thought it was real. I had people emailing me and calling me and texting me and DMing, can you do the same? My dog jumps on people. Can you hypnotise it not to do that? Dead serious they were.
But believing it, but those
Bro,
are negative if they're asking you to do the work,
No,
though.
but then there's the other percentage who's like, you're evil trying to convince people that they can hypnotize their dogs. I'm like, oh my God.
What's that church guy again? That he talks like this. What's that guy again? I don't know.
Where they want
You're like,
money?
you're like the guy who hits them with the jacket and they faint.
Yes.
Yes,
The
yes,
next
yes.
one, but there you go.
Touch him on the head.
Now my dog is possessed, and I'm gonna get this dog, and I'm gonna get the demons. And you start hitting it with the coat. I give you ideas, bro.
I
You
love
just
it.
throw
Yeah, we,
I
and that's
can't
the
do
thing.
that.
We'll do anything.
I
We
can't,
really
that's what I'm
just
saying. I
do
can't
it.
because I'm, where I'm at still.
Yeah.
But one day I will be getting these demons outside this dog with you.
And
A
that's
cat is just the dog with demons.
that's what it is. I can have it as a guest.
There you go.
We have our guest trainer.
Oh my God, dude. I'm telling you, run with it. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And that's how you get,
It's how you get
hey,
the
yo,
views.
Garrett, can you train a tiger? I seen you hypnotize
yeah.
dogs. What's next, you know?
You never know.
Yeah.
I answer the phone call. They come in from everywhere. We get the craziest requests. So and a lot of the dogs we're training now are coming from out of state. We're training more dogs from out of state than we are training local.
Wow.
We just had the dog brought in yesterday from New Jersey. We have another one getting brought in from. We just did one from New Hampshire. We just did one from California. It's wild.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome. We're nationwide now.
All right, so to bring it back to, I'm going to flip gears.
Flip
Going
gears.
back to
Take a quick break. We got to
take
bring
a quick
somebody
break,
in.
and I want to ask you something about something.
Okay.
All right, this will be the last episode.
last
segment of the episode.
We'll be right
Okay,
back.
Hey, what's up, guys? Just so you know, we created a Donut Shop Podcast Clips channel. Just clips, meat and potatoes. Some of the best parts of each of our episodes are going to be over on that channel. You can go check it out. Hit the link down in our description. Like, follow, and subscribe. All the stuff over on that channel, too. Help us out.
All right, and we're back.
Hey, back.
So I wanted to ask you, TikTok new in the game. It's a wild, wild west, and when I know, speaking from personal experience. Celsius has got me. Hold on.
the bubble guts.
Oh
Whoa, hello, sir.
Yeah. So speaking from personal experience, my bread and butter, my golden goose is YouTube. Like my YouTube, and I want it to be Instagram, but Instagram hates me so much. Like I'll grow exponentially on YouTube fast, but for some reason, Instagram is like such a slow, just chipping away. Okay. To me, TikTok is like something I would like to do. I just don't. I feel like my setup is for YouTube and Instagram. I'm now getting better at TikTok. I'm coming up on like 20,000 followers. Woo! But
Congrats.
to you, what is your baby? Even though you have the most followers on TikTok. That's the first question. What's your best, or to you, your baby that you would want to be the best? And then, two, do you see growth because your TikTok was blowing up? So basically, did it overflow into your other accounts?
Cross-pollinate, we call it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes and no. So YouTube's my baby. It's always been my baby. That's where I started. It's my favorite platform, not only to consume as a user, but to post on, because you can do long-form content.
Yeah.
Even though long-form content is no longer where it's at, everything's short-form.
Yeah.
Great for the
took me-
podcast.
It took me 3 years to get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and man, what a milestone that was, and I was super happy. I think I was more happy about hitting 10K on YouTube than I was at hitting 100K or 200K on YouTube. Just that 10K milestone was huge, because once you get there, it's kind of you can leap. It's leaps and bounds improvement.
It extrapolates. Yeah.
And but TikTok, which I kept being told by friends and people that work with me, saying, hey, you got to get on TikTok. I'm not doing TikTok, man. I'm a professional dog trainer. The only people on TikTok are like 10 and 12-year-old boys and girls.
That dance.
Yeah. And they're not going to be, trying to get their dog trained for $10,000 or $20,000. I'm wasting my time there. Because at the time, I was really just doing social media to push my in-person board and train program. And so finally, I just did it. I said, all right, fine, we'll do it.
Yeah.
4 months later, 1 million.
Yeah, it's
It
crazy.
only took
dude.
4 months to get 1 million, give or take, something like that. Maybe less. It was maybe 3.5 months.
You have good content. You're giving out good information. Do you think your space wasn't there wasn't a lot of competition as far as, let's say, if you're a gamer and you're trying to start a gaming channel?
Right.
How many people are doing that?
Yeah.
And the way that you're doing it on there. So who's your competitors? You think you were like, oh, I'm new in this game right now?
No, so definitely not new. There's others in the game. And
Caesar Milan.
For sure. Yeah, no, yeah, he's out there. Hey, we're friends on TikTok, man.
Oh, nice.
But,
Name dropping.
but and I've never reached out. I don't know if it's him or his producers or what, but I mean
Yeah.
that was neat that he followed me on TikTok.
Oh,
So
you
it's
gotta
pretty cool.
put that out there.
Yeah,
Ooh.
no,
He
did.
followed me.
Yeah, let's set the record straight. He followed me first. I was like, hey, but I like him. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
in the dog training community. I like him a lot actually. And anyways, there is competition out there, and but I'm my own. I don't try to emulate them. I just do my thing. And sometimes we do things that are a little controversial, and my team will say, "Don't put it out," and I'm like,
You sent me a video.
Challenge.
You sent me a
accepted.
video.
saying what should I?
Well, this was because you had a little bit of restriction because of the police department.
Yes.
Where you showed your butt.
Yes.
His actual butt. And he's like, what do you think? I think it's hilarious. I just don't. I mean,
The question was, will this get me in trouble at work?
and I'm like, I don't remember what I said. I was like, I don't know. If you're asking me, you probably already know the answer to
Yeah.
that.
I did the same thing. I posted a picture, and then my buddy texts me and goes, "You shouldn't put that up." And I'm like,
Pull that down.
Yeah.
Well, we put it up anyway.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
What are they going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. And
It's
so,
good. It's a good video. For all my haters out there, this one's for you.
but yeah, that's exactly what it was. But then back to your question about maybe which platform's done the best for me. They're all doing really well. I'm happy with them all. They all have their different pros and cons. But TikTok, surprisingly, especially in the last, let's call it 6 months to a year, it's no longer 10 and 12-year-olds. My father's on it. He's 69 years old. He's on it. He's sending me stuff. I've got some of my biggest clients from TikTok. I've also had some of my biggest clients get to me from TikTok because they're wealthy, entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And their younger girlfriends, etc., are like, hey, I saw this guy. Or their kids will see me and then tell the parents, hey, you got to hire this guy. So TikTok's been, I know it's got its issues and where it comes from and all the drama around it, but
Yeah.
for me as a business owner, it's done very, very well, and I'm appreciative of it.
How are you converting from TikTok? Are they going through an email, or do you have an email somewhere on there?
So I used to have my phone just readily available, and yeah, people were calling me up left and right.
Now I have a new phone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so I had to actually pull my phone number off the internet, and now everything comes through my websites, and you have to email my team. Then my team will kind of filter through the requests, try to answer what we can to be helpful, but also filter through, like, is this a serious, qualified customer?
Yeah.
And if they are, then they move on to one of my assistants, who's kind of like a salesperson, if you will, to make sure that we are the right fit for you. But furthermore, you as a customer are the right fit for us. And if it's a good fit, then they'll move on and they'll speak to me, and I will, for lack of a better way of explaining it, kind of close the deal. It's not even about closing the
Wow.
deal. It's as simple as just saying, like, just to confirm, like, are we a good fit for you? Because the last thing I need is an unhappy client. And there's some clients that no matter what you do, they're not going to be happy. But we make sure it's a good fit, and we've had a lot of success with that because we kind of offer it. I like to think of it as like a white glove service,
That
when we
is
can.
a luxury to have when you're when you're at that point where you're like, I don't think this is going to be a good fit for me, because they're going to be, like you said, nothing you're going to do is going to please them, and they're going to be meh, 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 meh. I've had clients like that, and I'm not putting down my clients, but some clients were just like, can you edit this? I'm like, okay, I edit it. Can you edit this again? Like, you just told me to edit this. And then to a point where you learn and you say, you get 2 edits now. So make it work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make it work. You got
Yeah.
2 edits, and that's it, because I can go for like a year straight. Hey, can you repurpose this? Can we redo this? I'm like, oh my God. And you want to please them, but at the same time, you're milking it a little bit. And
Oh, for sure.
you learn. And
Yeah.
what you've learned is I got a lot of business to where I can tell people,
We can kind of pick and choose, but honestly, we turn away more business than we keep, and that's honestly just a. We can only take in so many dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's other dogs I'd love to take in, I just can't because we're booking out so far 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months out sometimes. And so people can't wait
You
that
can't
long.
scale, huh? Because it's your service.
I'm trying. It's hard.
You got to
Scale is
train a
hard.
trainer then.
Yes, and we're offering that program for those that are interested. That's the next step for this quarter, is to really open up our online train the trainer business, meaning you can go on to DIYcanine.com, and for like super affordable price, you can become a professional dog trainer in about 3 or 4 months. And I don't mean like an okay dog trainer. I mean the best. And then if you are the best of the best, then you can become one of our certified trainers, and we're going to feed you business, feature you on our channels, and set you up for success. And you can easily make 6 figures a year, like within a couple months.
This guy's good.
Do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that.
Scrap that and just go.
I just-
Be the dog trainer.
No, you know what? There is. I see a need, fill a need. There's nobody training cats, and I
Can't
am
do it.
going to be a DIYfeline.com.
And so when you're certified, then eventually you'll get the tiger.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. And we even do tigers, son.
He's like, all of his videos, he's got scars.
I'm all scratched out.
His shirt's like half falling off. He's like, it's the
my
best.
God.
Bring your cat to me.
Oh man.
But that is the future of the business. We have a lot of how do they call it? Like pokers in the fire. Is that the terminology?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I like to say a lot of lines off the edge, over the boat.
Yeah,
You're
for
just-
sure.
You're just catching fish left and right, and that's the way to do it. That's the way to be successful. You got to have a lot of revenue streams and some that don't depend on the other.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
Because if one line goes out and you had 4 lines attached, you lost your whole
Yeah.
boat there. You got to have
Absolutely.
something that has nothing to do with
Diversify.
the other one. Yeah,
For sure.
In non-educated terms, one to do. In educated terms, diversify.
Yeah, yeah.
You have a business coach, somebody like a mentor.
Yes, I have 3.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a successful man.
No, they're friends / mentors.
Yeah.
And actually, all 3 of them were former clients.
Oh, okay.
So as a client, we trained their dog, and I became friends with them and realized they're very successful at what they do. And you have to be humble and courageous enough, if you will, to go, hey, I could use some help. Hey, I'd like to get some help.
Absolutely. I think that's the key. When you think you figured it all out, you're done. Put a
Oh,
fork
for
in it.
sure. Yeah. And if you start to stagnate, you're not stagnating. You're sinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to constantly be pushing, which we are, and it's hard to do. But the other example, we talked way earlier in the podcast about, jumping out of that perfectly good airplane. But another way to think of it too, I would actually have dreams about this and talk to my business coaches about this, life coaches, whatever you want to call them. And it was like being with the police department. It was like a perfect cruise ship with a destination, But I was off the cruise ship swimming in the ocean, but I was attached to a tether. And it's hard to swim when you're attached to a tether.
Yeah.
But there's islands in the distance that I'll never get to if I stay attached to the cruise ship.
Absolutely.
But I have to cut the line. But there's sharks out there, and there's no guarantee that I'll make it to the island. And so you got the fear of drowning.
He's coming up with like award-winning analogies.
That's how my brain works. So.
I just turned 40. Do you think your age had something to do with it? Where you're like
a
okay.
maturity factor?
Yeah, kind of like I'm getting to the end of the good. Like when you're 20, you're like, I'm gonna live forever. And when you're 30, you're like, well, I'm good at 38, 39. You're like, oh man.
And it happens quick.
And 40, you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And when that next 10 dials in, I'm gonna be 50.
It's wild.
And that next 10 dials in, I'm gonna be 60. You know?
Yeah. No, I think I started talking about it. It's about the children, my kids. I have to have some kind of security blanket for them, and that really fuels my fire. I told you it all started when I saw that mortgage payment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to make it this month. Something's got to change.
Yeah.
And I made the decision to do something that would allow me to work from home. That was the ticket. Because I could just as easily work some off-duty jobs. I said, no, let me try something different. First off, I'm a little burnt out from police work.
Yeah.
Let me diversify and let me just train one dog, see how it goes.
Yeah.
And I was able to stay home, even get the family involved. And I could and that's the beauty. That is the best thing that's ever happened when it comes to, because maybe you hinted at it like, well, how am I doing? Have I been able to 10X? Maybe I haven't 10X'd financially, but I have 10X'd. I am at home with my kids every day. And I cannot... that
quantify
is
it.
Oof.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily mean 10x, but I mean like you shot up. Like, oh, I was able to double what I was doing because I have more time now. I have double the time, so double the output, or vice versa, whatever. But that is something that you're. Oh, that the camera just went.
Yeah, that's
so I lost
that.
mine. That's something that you can't put a value on, or you
No.
can. It's just
I 10x time with my family.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they say like the first 7 years of your kid's life is like so important.
Yeah.
And I was looking at, that was one of the big equations I did when I was looking at numbers. Like, okay, if I leave now, but if I wait 3 years, I was looking at financial numbers, like, how much money be coming in per month and all that. But what was hard to quantify was like, okay, but if I spend 3 more years doing police work, my oldest daughter will be like 9. And my youngest daughter will be just hit 7. In other words, those critical 7 years, those first 7 years of life, they're pretty much going to grow up not without a dad, but 10% of me, 20% of me at best, and not the best version of me.
Yeah.
Because when you're working as hard as we often do, coming home late, tired, stressed, like Dad, can you help me ride my bike? What do you? No, I'm tired. Like,
Not only
good
that,
luck.
you're working at work, then you got to come home and work. Because you got to continue with that business.
Absolutely.
On the side. So you're burning them both, and you're missing that time.
Yeah, I was at home, but I wasn't at home. Like the kids are trying to hang out with me. I'm like, I'm training dogs.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you want to hang out with me. I'm filming. Hey, but now
That's good.
that's the blessing. That's what it's all about.
More power to you, brother.
Thank you, man.
With that
And so
being
I,
said-
I do encourage anyone out there, whether you're in police work or thinking about getting into police work, whatever you're into, man, just follow your passion and work very hard at it. And as long as you're working hard at it, you will succeed. There is no question.
But what did it? So you're saying, I want to be clear out there, because somebody might be listening and be like, man, I just started this. What are those shakes called?
Protein shake?
No, the pyramid scheme shakes.
I don't know what.
You know what I'm talking about? Herbalife. Man, I
Oh.
just started Herbalife, and I'm selling.
Oh yeah, Monavie or something like that, like
and
that
I
old
just
wine.
sold a case of them. You know what? I'm gonna say what Garrett means. I'm jumping out of this
No.
plane.
Yeah.
You have
So-
to have some type of stability.
So where do you think, coming from, and you don't, I'm not saying this, apply this to your life, what he's about to say, but where do you think is a good place where you're like, you know what, I'm out of here. So am I making as much money as I make at where I'm at? Is it a steady income for 6 months? Do I see growth?
When can you jump out of the airplane?
Yeah,
When's your
should you-
parachute
when
properly
were
packed?
You don't apply this out there, but when were you able to jump?
Man, you can't. There's not. It's so difficult to quantify that. It's just you'll know when it feels right, and even when it feels right, it's going to be it's going to be so scary. Scariest thing I've ever done in my life. I've been in shootings. I've done, you name it at work.
Yeah.
Nothing compared to making a life decision like that. Knowing, and it was heavy for me because we're talking. I have a wife and kids to support.
That's the huge
That
thing.
was now you're 20
Kids.
years old.
Yeah.
Like, go for it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
You have no wife, no kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're young. Go for it. You have to be obviously a little smarter about it when you're older. And I'm not even saying, hey, if you're hearing what I'm saying, jump ship. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you might be on that ship, but it doesn't hurt to have a little life raft
Yeah.
that you should start building and packing, especially if it's something you like doing.
Yeah.
And you can follow your passion and make it happen.
Yeah.
And I've been able to do that. And I actually had one of my mentors over last night for dinner. And I told him in the middle of dinner, I said, thank you for pushing me out of the airplane, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And but even he couldn't push me out. You got to jump yourself.
Yeah.
But he encouraged me. He was on the plane with me, saying, "Let's go. You can do it," whispering in my ear. And I'm happy he did that. It's still scary because anything could happen.
Yeah.
But you just got to keep your head up and keep pushing and work hard, and it'll pay off.
Got to meet that mentor.
Yeah,
Does he need any vlogs done? Well, we're going to have you back on. This is the first episode of 2023. Some technical difficulties. Actually, I think we lost my camera a couple times. But thank you for coming. Thank you for
pleasure.
bearing with us on a couple little hiccups we had, like the technical stuff. But we're settling in, as we would say. Justin, anything?
No, good. Very cool.
Very
fun
cool.
to have you.
Very
fun
very
to have you
good.
back on.
How
Well,
do
thank you guys.
How do you feel?
I
It's
feel
good?
great.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. Thank
like
you guys so much for having me. It was an honor
course.
and a privilege.
You coming-
Next time,
you coming back,
I'm bringing
yes.
Thanos.
All right.
He's going to sit right here.
That's
We'll
fine.
see what he has to say.
When are we going to ever get the shock collar? It was supposed to be on the first one.
I'll do it.
We
I saw,
have to
I
do
saw
it
you
on
put
the
it
next
on
one.
somebody's arm and done
do
some
it
cool stuff. I'll do
all the
it.
time.
I ain't scared.
Yeah, you'll love it.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. And we'll see you soon.
See you on the next one.
All right.
Cheers.
Calling all units. Calling all units. Donut shop has a fresh dozen. Go ahead and take a 1040.